Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another Teaching in Your 20s podcast video. I will link everything here as usual. We are on the last episode of the Calm Classroom series, so if you need to get caught up, I will link those up here. And yes, let's just get straight into it. Hello you guys and welcome back to the Teaching in Your 20s podcast. I am your host, Christina Himmelho, and welcome to the final episode of the Calm Classroom series. We have talked a lot about the beginning of the school year and the anxiety that can surround starting off the new school year as a teacher, and just normalizing those feelings, giving some tips as to how to feel better and go into the school year feeling positive, prepared, and ready to tackle any sort of challenges that come your way. Just to give a quick recap as to what the Calm Classroom series has been all about, in case you are new to the series, make sure you go back and listen from episode 1 and then come back and join us in episode 5. So the whole reason behind the Calm Classroom series is because as a first-year teacher, I know by experience how overwhelming and stressful the beginning of the school year can be, and I think even if you're changing grade levels, it can be super stressful as well. Or even if you are an experienced teacher, it's just every single year comes with so many new challenges, new students, new personalities, new coworkers. It's just everything is new. And so I wanted to, at the beginning of the school year, just put out a series that would help give advice to especially those first year teachers, because it's something that I always wanted to have when I was a first year teacher, and I wanted to be able to hear some advice from somebody who was also around my age. And I started teaching when I was 22, so fresh out of college like a lot of you are, and I wanted to hear that advice from somebody who was going through the same thing as me and not necessarily always giving me this crazy advice that I felt pressured or that I really needed to stick to, but just someone who knew what I was going through and could recognize and validate the feelings that I was having. And so that's really the purpose behind the series, and I do want to give the advice that I have for first year teachers. But again, take my advice with a grain of salt. If it's something that you want to implement, try it. If not, totally fine. So especially this being the last episode of the series, I kind of want to give you guys a quick recap as to what we have talked about. So episode 1 of the Calm Classroom series was all about recognizing why the back to school season was so overwhelming, and also trying to take that and shift our mindset going into the school year into a positive one that reframes the experience of back to school from something that's super anxiety provoking to something that is a learning and growing opportunity, and that we can look at as, oh, all of this is unknown, but what if it's going to be an amazing year? And so that's really what episode 1 touched on. In episode 2, I talked about creating a calm morning routine for teachers, which is something that I struggled with because of the early morning hours that we have to be up in elementary school. I definitely struggled with that, so I dove all into how to set up a calm morning routine and tips that I have for those first year teachers, or any teacher really who is trying to revamp their morning routine. In episode 3, we talked about, I think, one of the most important things, setting boundaries to protect your peace and learning when to say no in order to protect your energy as a teacher and not overload your plate with so many extra activities and responsibilities on top of the heavy load that we already have as teachers. And then to extend that and dive even deeper, episode 4 talked about teaching without losing yourself. And it is probably my favorite episode of the series because I'm so passionate about making sure that you have a life that you love outside of the classroom. So I talked about things like keeping your hobbies alive and just really prioritizing yourself outside of who you are as a teacher. And so now, wrapping all of that up, I want to do a quick episode. This is not going to be as long as my other episodes, I don't think. I just want to give some daily affirmations for teacher anxiety or anxious thoughts that you might have, especially when driving into work. So I actually had a conversation, or I got a text from one of my friends about how I should do a podcast episode like this, just one for teachers to listen to in the morning going to work when you need that extra motivation, you need the extra inspiration, the extra somebody telling you that you can do this. That is exactly what this podcast episode is for. Shout out to Emily. I hope she's listening, and I hope this makes her smile on her way to work. My idea behind this episode is that you can come back and listen to it time and time again. When you feel like you are struggling, especially with self-doubt, imposter syndrome, just feeling like you can't do it, I want you to be able to come back to this episode and listen to this when you need that motivation and you just need somebody to tell you that it's going to be okay and that you can get through it. And especially that time, like we're coming into fall and we're getting into the holiday season soon. And so I know how difficult those like weeks are leading up to Christmas break or even Thanksgiving break, where the kids just seem to completely lose it. Those are really challenging times, so come back and listen to this episode again when you need that extra oomph, that extra motivation. So here are some affirmations that you can say to yourself on your way to work, during your planning time, or really any time that you just need some extra confidence. And some of these might sound ridiculous as I'm saying them out loud, but I really do believe in the power of the mind and the power of changing your negative thoughts into positive ones, because it is going to bring more positivity and you are going to subconsciously see more positive in your day as opposed to negative things. And so let's just get straight into it. And I'm literally, now you can just listen and just absorb my affirmations that I'm saying, and I really hope that these help. I belong in this classroom and in this profession. I am learning and growing every single day as a teacher. My efforts make a huge difference even on the hard days. I bring value, energy, and care to my students. I am capable of handling challenges as they come. I can respond calmly and effectively in any situation. Every challenging behavior is an opportunity to teach and guide. I remain patient and present with my students. I trust my skills and instincts to manage my own classroom. I focus on solutions, not just problems. It's okay if every lesson does not go perfectly. I can adjust and still make learning meaningful. Flexibility is part of being a great teacher. I trust my creativity to meet my students' needs. Mistakes are an opportunity for growth, not failure. I will focus on one thing at a time. I am capable of handling today's priorities. Small steps add up to big progress. I don't have to do everything at once. I am organized and I can ask for help when needed. My teaching matters more than I realize sometimes. I am capable of inspiring and guiding my students. Confidence grows through practice and experience. I am enough exactly as I am right now. I notice the important details without stressing. I am attentive to what matters. I can handle multiple responsibilities with grace. I trust my memory and my planning skills. I prioritize what truly matters for my students and my classroom. I know my students the best, and I trust my instincts when it comes to responding to their needs. Feeling tired or unsure does not make me a bad teacher. I am human and it's okay to need to rest. I give my best and that is more than enough. My worth as a teacher is not measured by perfection. I am resilient and capable of bouncing back each day. I think it would be so helpful to choose 2 to 3 affirmations that really resonate with you and repeat them to yourself when you feel yourself getting really emotional or overwhelmed. You could write them on a sticky note, put it in your planner, put it somewhere that you can see every single day. You can even put it in the notes app of your phone and put that as the background to your phone so that you see it every day, and it helps you to pause, stay grounded, and remind yourself of how capable you are as an educator. I truly believe that our mindset matters when it comes to teaching, and getting in the habit of positive self-talk can really help you to be more resilient and be less hard on yourself when it comes to the tough situations that teachers face every single day in the classroom. The fact that you care so much about your students is really, truly the most important things, and you have to trust yourself, especially when it comes to matters that have to do with your students that are in your classroom all day, that you are with all the time. You know them best because you are spending the most time with them. So trust yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. And I really, truly hope that these affirmations help to make a difference when you are just stuck in a very negative mindset. I've been there before, and I definitely have implemented these things before, especially the affirmations paired with taking a deep breath. I definitely have done this several times during my planning period when I have just had a tough situation with a student, a parent, or whatever it may be. So just take a deep breath, trust yourself, and trust the process of becoming the incredible teacher that you want to be. And I would love to know which of these affirmations really resonated with you, which one is helping you out the most. So leave a comment letting me know which affirmation was your favorite and which one you are going to implement into your daily life. As always, make sure that you are following the podcast, you are subscribed to it, you are rating the podcast. It really helps the show. And I also put out a lot of content regarding the podcast episodes and just extra little videos, extra tips on the Teaching in Your 20s Instagram. So make sure you are following there. And as always, if there are specific things that you want me to be talking about on the podcast that you have struggled with as a teacher, leave a comment, send me a DM. My DMs are always open on Instagram. If you follow me on YouTube and you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment there and I will see it. I will add it to my list of requested podcast topics to make sure that I get that out for you guys. I really hope you are having a wonderful school year. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you guys in next week's episode of Teaching in Your 20s.